Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. My name's Keegz, and welcome to the WePlay Podcast number 39 on the 7th of March 2016. I'm joined with, of course, Xenon.
Hello, everybody.
And today we're joined with a special guest, Mia. Hello.
What's up?
Check out our high energy intro. Whoa.
Right. Now,
Super high energy. You're bringing the team down, Keegz. Come on.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
I'm speechless now. I'm like, fuck. No.
Where was I? I hadn't thought past the intro.
I'll introduce you more than just suck. You're a Twitch streamer from New Zealand, so that's something.
Yeah, there's only like 4 of us.
Oh, you're in a group, eh? I did see
I know.
something like that.
There's a bunch of Kiwi streamers. We're all relatively connected now.
Yeah, that's alright. It makes it easier to share viewers and whatnot when you've got a tight-knit group. I mean, that's what we try to do with WePlay, but only half works. Xenon just takes all the views.
I do take all the
That's
views.
all good.
I'm like a view whore. I'm a black hole for views.
Yeah. That's why YouTube hasn't fucked you over yet, because you get more views than I do.
Yeah, the 1,000 or so views I get for my very, very best videos, I'm sure YouTube are going, yeah, we're going to make some money off him.
Yeah, that's right. That's why they flag on my videos.
So has there been any developments since last fortnight when you had all your videos taken down?
No, I just gave up. I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I'll just deal with it.
Have you tried actually streaming since then?
There's no... I can't. It's been blocked. So
Complete
I can
disabled.
only put up short videos and that, so I don't really care. I mean, I'm just waiting for... I even set up my Twitch today, because I'm like, NBN's coming soon. As soon as I get the NBN, I can just stream on Twitch. And I won't have to worry about streaming on YouTube. I'll just put up 15-minute clips. I do keep meaning to make more videos. I just haven't had time lately, but
Yeah.
I will get back to it.
They have talk shows now, so you can do it.
I'd say that. It's got gaming talk shows. So we could stream on YouTube and on Twitter once I get the NBN.
Well, can you? The reason I say that is because
I could.
Well, I wonder because I actually tried to do this from a machine that is actually connected to the NBN in the middle of town, and how do you stream two things at once? Do you run 2 copies of OBS, or how do you do it?
You'd have to have 2 OBS, but look, we could you could just do YouTube and I'll do Twitch. We'll just do them separately. It'll be fine.
But I want to do both, Keegz.
I'm sure there's a way to multicast.
Well, I thought that, but I went and had a look at it, and I couldn't find anything like blatantly obvious. There's no stream to both button or anything like that. So I was like, oh, I wonder how we do this. So.
Yeah, you can't do multiple keys on OBS, can you?
No. And that was the issue that I had. There's no.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to basically run 2
Sure
versions of
there is
OBS, I think. So. But who knows? Maybe you run OBS and XSplit at the same time.
Yeah, could do. There'd be something. There'd be a way around it. Anyway, we'll deal with that when we get to it.
Yeah, well, that is one of the best problems to have is trying to decide whether you stream on one or the other or both.
How do we stream more?
If only. Anyway, what's happening this week, Keegz?
Anyway,
What are we talking about this week?
what is happening this week? We're talking about
Is that an actual question? Or?
VR stuff and some Division stuff and some Spintyres stuff and some other stuff that I've forgotten already. But I know we're starting with some anime that I've never watched. More anime bullshit.
But before we launch into that, Twitch
It's going to be another anime.
We haven't had an anime bullshit episode, Keegz. You can't say another bullshit episode.
We did have an anime bullshit episode. We talked about anime for like an hour.
We barely touched on it.
Yeah.
We could talk about anime for weeks. spending 1 hour. That's barely anything. Tweet your questions at Keegz Kegel or at Xenon_ST during the podcast. Leave a comment below after the stream has ended, or you could just type them into the comments and we'll hit them up as they come up. So, right, shall we launch into it?
Yes, let's.
I need more enthusiasm. You're about
forth
at 3.
and
I need you at
possibly
about 11.
Internet news.
Sword
I
Art
can
Online.
yell if you like.
Sword Art Online is coming to VR. It's coming to VR, people. It's called
Ooh.
The Beginning.
What's Sword Art Online?
You can watch it on Crunchyroll.com, who are not a sponsor of ours at all.
We're not sponsored.
No, we're not sponsored. We're not sponsored by anybody.
We did.
However, if Crunchyroll wanted to sponsor us, I would happily take their money. Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Last time
Yes, because they're accidentally taking my money because I forgot to cancel my free subscription.
Well, they're not accidentally taking it. They're taking it because they're supposed to. You accidentally forgot.
Okay, sorry. I'm accidentally giving them money, but yeah, whatever. It could be a worse problem.
So, Sword Art Online, if you've never seen the anime, there's about 3 seasons now, either 3 or 4, I think. So yeah, 3 or 4 seasons, and it's an anime about it's more or less about one guy called Kirito and another girl called Asuna who go into a VR game. And the first season, they go into a VR game. It's sort of a medieval setting with monsters and that sort of thing. The hook was that once you put the headset on and went into this game, if you try, there's no way to get out. There was no quit button. They'd taken it out in the first. I think it was in there in the beta, but once they'd started the game for real, they took the quit button out, so there was no way of getting out of the game. So I think the idea behind this headset.
If you die in the game, you die for real.
That was pretty much it. If someone tried to take the headset off, it'd kill you. And
It sounds very much like a game I played this week that I'll talk about later.
It may well be. So yeah, that was the basic premise. And there was lots of other stuff going on, obviously, and the second and third seasons delve a little bit differently into the other aspects of VR, but that was basically it. Now, a company has come out in the last couple of weeks saying that you could go and play VR come and play Sword Art Online for realsies with the Oculus Rift. Now, what can I say about this? It's all
that does considering what you just told me about the actual anime. That sounds like a pretty bad pitch to me.
It's a trap.
It is a trap. It sounds exactly like a trap.
Yes, it's a trap. So it's sort of a closed beta, and you have to go to somewhere in Tokyo, to some warehouse or some place, some conference center in Tokyo, in order to play this. And they're playing it over, I think, 3 days, from the 18th to the 21st of March. The applications have closed already, so if you didn't get in, you're not getting in. There was 208 positions. They've all been filled, and yeah, so that's what's happening in a couple of days. When is it? 10 days? 11 days from now, they'll go in, and then they all have to, I don't know, battle royale. They have to kill each other. I'm not really sure how it's going to work.
Is it a dating sim? Is there dating in it?
They sort of, in the anime, they didn't really go into. I mean, it's sort of yes and no. I mean, not really. It's not dating sim.
You tell me
I hope not.
It's not really
there's
dating.
no
sim.
sexy times in this game.
No, I don't think so. They never really went into sex in the anime.
That would be awkward.
Oh, I don't.
VR sex. People sitting next to you, that'd be really weird.
You'll see them without their headset on, and you'll be like,
Oh, okay. You're nothing like your avatar.
What's going on with your pants there?
I'm reading through the website. I say reading. I'm staring at kanji,
Mm-hmm.
all in Japanese.
I stuck it in Google Translate, and that gave me a much clearer idea of what was going on.
Oh, that's a good idea, because the only words that I can recognise are outline, which is written in English, and there are some pictures of Twitter and Facebook, so I understand those things.
A little bit limited.
I found an overview of it, and it sounds pretty cool.
I like the idea. I mean, it's all going to depend on
Interesting.
the implementation of the fighting system, I guess, because that's what I said what it was about. There was 100 levels or 90 levels or something like that. And the levels got progressively harder as you went on, so only the best people make it to the end.
You're doing that tower.
Sponsored by IBM. That's IBM. That's
and they go on
pretty,
about the whole
impressive.
IBM
That's
thing.
A pretty
and I'm
big
like,
company to be backing.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, why? I mean, I guess if they paid you a lot of money, then I guess you'd put their name on it. But why else would you put their name on the front page? You know, sponsored by IBM. Maybe to try and lend some legitimacy to their claims.
I haven't seen an IBM logo in a long time. Like, what do they even do anymore?
I think all they do is build servers.
They're still around.
You still buy IBM servers. I think Lenovo. They bought Lenovo, but I'm not sure if they bought Lenovo and then they sold Lenovo, or whether Lenovo is still their own thing, or whatever it is. So they had Lenovo for a while.
Just absorbed it into the IBM building machine.
Yeah. So here's so this is basically a playtest where you have to be in Tokyo. If you haven't signed up for it already, it's already too late, and you might die at the end. So probably better that you didn't get in.
Yeah,
That's
could be a
in a
Hunger
nutshell,
Games
really.
scenario, except in VR, where you're all blind, scratching each other in a big room hooked up to VR units. They'll put them all in like a big LAN party. Hit my mic. Put them all in a big LAN party. Give them all VR headsets. Put them in a circle. Give everybody a knife, and then just go for it.
This isn't the vibe. You don't run around. You sit in a fucking chair.
Yeah, well, they could do it like that soccer game where like they force them to all look top-down view. I don't know if you guys have seen that video. That they gave all these soccer players these VR headsets, which gave them bird's eye view of like the court. So they were all sort of stumbling around trying to kick the ball. They could do that except with knives.
It's just a recipe for disaster. I just spin around in circles with a knife.
That's why it's in the warehouse.
Yeah, that's right.
That is actually a reality TV show waiting to happen, isn't it?
Yep. It can be called Knife Club, and nobody can talk about it.
Nobody's allowed to talk about it, except it's broadcast on TV or streamed live on Twitch.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I can stream it. You can stream it. You just can't talk about it in chat or anything. So they just have to talk about something completely irrelevant.
Yep.
But basically, like Twitch plays Pokemon. They just chat is completely irrelevant.
Oh no, the chat controls what they do.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Oh yeah, that'd be fucking amazing. Give everybody these little knives and like some sort of, I don't know, like what are those robotic things like the exoskeleton things they've made? You can hook them up to the Twitch chat. Everybody gets a knife and a VR headset, and Twitch just controls what happens. I would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, slash right.
Amazing. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it'd just be Twitch spamming up, down, up, down, up to all the Konami code over and over and over, and everybody just be spinning around in circles and jumping. Yeah, I'd totally watch that. That'd be amazing.
Well, you should pitch it to him, Keegz.
I should.
I'll
pitch it. Oh yeah, hell yeah, I can make it. I'll find some. How do I put this politely? Some lower income earners around, and put them in my put them in my back shed with cameras and
lock all the doors. It's battle royale, people.
Yeah.
Last one left standing gets to leave.
It'd be like that Bum Wars or whatever.
Bum Wars.
Yeah, good times. Probably illegal, but Twitch won't say anything.
Now Keegz, we need to get back to doing segues because everybody loved them, and I say that without any actual evidence. People actually loving them.
Okay,
so
in order to do that, I'll need to figure out what we're going to next.
Oh, how did that fucking... Hang on, I fucked up again, and by fucked up I mean I screwed up.
No. He's done it. He's done it live this time.
Yeah, I knew it. There would be something screwed up, but never mind. I can fix it on the fly. Watch this. Bonk. Fixed.
The magic of internet.
You won't see it for another 30 seconds, but everyone else... Well, actually, everyone's not going to see it for 30 seconds. By the time they hear me talking about it now, it'll be done, but never mind. Okay, so Division. Post-launch content. Keegz, what can you tell me about the Division? You played it?
I did play it. I played the beta. It was alright. The graphics and all that.
Didn't you say it was pretty
Apparently-
limited in its gameplay elements?
It was, but since then a few things have been leaked, and there's actually more on top of this. I just saw today. They're bringing out 2 free expansions, and then after that, I think there's another 3 paid DLCs for this year. So if you'd bought the season pass or the gold edition, you'll get all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you've only bought the entry level one, you'll just get the 2 free DLCs.
Mm-hmm.
They've changed some of the trading and stuff like that. You can actually trade between players now, which is good because that kind of sucked playing the beta because you couldn't swap weapons between each other. Today I watched a video about a couple of guys who data mined the preload files and tried to find out as much as they could
Yeah.
before the game actually launched. So we were told, in this article we read that they speculated that there's only going to be about 10 main missions, but these guys mined about 27 main missions, so quite
wow.
a bit more than what was expected. So it's actually quite a bigger game than what was led to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is good because it's quite a bit of money invested into buying into it. I mean, it's a AAA game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the gold edition's like $110 or something.
Fuck. How many Australian dollar is that? That was like 100,000.
Well, I think it's like 130, $140, something like that.
Fuck
It's
off.
about the same as what the
Wow.
Battlefield ones were.
It's not 150. Oh, that's for me. Oh,
I was going to say,
rip New Zealand.
for New Zealand, it's even worse.
Yeah, we got-
keys.
Yes, so we got dollar dues, and then there's the Kiwi coins over the river.
Kiwi
there,
coins.
which struggle even worse than we do.
Dear oh dear. Yeah, I'm not like the only thing that I've read about the Division, because I didn't really get much time to check over it, was that the people who buy it early will get the first year's worth of content for free. Does that sound right?
Yes, so there's 2 DLCs that are free, and
Right.
then the others after that are paid for. And they've only found or they've said that they're releasing enough for this year. They haven't said anything about next year.
Mm.
Apparently the DLCs upcoming are the Brooklyn Siege, which is like a whole new area,
Yep.
and which is basically under siege. So it's a bit different to what we played in the beta, where in the beta it was sort of ransacked town where there's not much going on. Whereas
Wasn't it supposed to be New York?
apparently the next, yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
New York is where you start off, and then the next DLC is a whole new area, which is Brooklyn, and that's, from the sounds of it, a bit more action packed. But yeah, they still haven't found a lot, and a lot of it's speculation because they literally just dug into the files and just tried to find as much as they could. They did find something interesting though, is that there was a file for a BFG 9000, which is a tribute to Doom.
Oh, nice.
They don't know if it's an actual weapon you can use, but it was something buried in there. They assumed it was probably just something for testing and development, but
Yep.
yeah, they thought that was pretty funny.
I like it.
Yeah, there's a couple more game modes and things like that, and
Mhm.
there's more game modes in the dark areas, in the PvP areas, because that was more or less just going through a dark area, just trying to find gear and hoping you don't get in confrontation with other players, which didn't really happen anyway because it wasn't worth it.
Mhm.
But now that they have a few more game modes, maybe there's, I don't know, there might be like a 4v4 battle sort of style or capture the flag, I don't know, something like that. But they seem to be trying to add more to make it a bit more fun, or a bit more content at least.
I wonder
That
if
sounds promising.
I wonder if that's a result of people like feedback from the beta, or whether that was always going to be that way.
I assume it was always going to be that way because the beta only closed, what, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, so they haven't
Yeah,
had
but
much time to...
It's been open for a while though, hasn't it?
It's been closed. It was only open for a weekend. It was closed beta from before then.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they closed beta then.
I'm considering that they have planned DLC all the way up to the end of the year, there was obviously already a roadmap. So, yeah, we'll see, I guess, when it comes out. I mean, I think it comes out tomorrow morning or something.
Yeah, the 8th it said, but I don't know if it's the 8th Australia time or whether it's the 8th.
It's up for preload now, so I think for us it's like tomorrow at 9 PM or something like that.
Okay, that one makes sense. Fair enough. Mia, do you have anything to add on The Division? You didn't play the beta, did you?
I didn't play the beta, but I read a little bit about it, and that last standard expansion looks really interesting.
That's like the wave after wave sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, The Division gets released tomorrow on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, which will be tomorrow night for us Australians.
Yes.
Or anybody that isn't in the US.
Brush up on your math and get ready for dividing.
From a game that is going to release updates for free to a game that isn't going to produce any more updates. Bear Simulator. Do you like my fancy segue?
Yes, Bear Simulator. It was beautiful.
In case you ever wanted to simulate a bear. Okay, so I haven't played this, but I did watch a very quick video on it. I think Markiplier also did a not a review, but one of his Markiplier play things.
Let's play.
From what I've heard, he sort of tore it apart a little bit. So
that was it's so PewDiePie, which is what was the one that sort of got to him.
Yeah, it might have been the PewDiePie one. Yeah, so yeah, he sort of the developer whose name is wait a minute. It's by Farjay Studios, and I think the guy's name is Farjay somebody or somebody Farjay. I can't find his name now. You can jump in any time, Keegz.
I did have it open and now it seems to have disappeared.
His name Farjay by the looks of it.
Yeah, I know it's Farjay Studios.
Farjay.
It's basically a one guy, an indie developer, and he went through Steam Greenlight and then Early Access. No, Kickstarter, then Steam Greenlight.
He did the Kickstarter first, yeah.
Yep, which raised over $100,000, and I think he's only asking like 15 or 20 or something. And so he's been successful pretty much all along the line. Game got released. It was mostly positive reviews on Steam, even though it's not a particularly good game or a particularly well polished game. It's certainly better than a lot of the shovelware out there that you can buy. But I think he did everything right except for realizing at the end people were always going to mock his game because it didn't have enough polish. So
the problem he had,
because
I remember when this first dug its way out of the internet sewage, and it was right when all those simulator games were coming out. This was like just when Goat Simulator was starting to be able to be played. And then all these shitty games like Rock Simulator and Grass Simulator and just
Wasn't
all
there
stupid,
a Mayo Simulator or something like
that? There was every type of simulator. It was a fad.
Yeah.
And he came up around then because I remember seeing it and going, "Oh, here's another one." But it's been in development since then, so it's been like a year in development. So he actually took it somewhat seriously, whereas everybody else, I guess, it got the hype from it just being a joke.
Yep.
And I think the issue is that it's taken him a year to make this game, and now it's come out that the joke isn't funny anymore, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Everybody's sort of past the simulator fad, and now his game's finally come out, and everybody's just like, "Okay, this isn't funny anymore. Like, we're not.
The joke's over.
We're not even interested."
You're about
the joke's over. You're too late. And you're putting too much effort into this joke. I mean, obviously he thinks this is a real game, and it probably is. I mean, I haven't played it. I've seen it, and there's some decent content in it for a indie sole developer. But I think the hype that he got was from that joke. But he hasn't seen it as a joke, and now it's come out as a proper game, and everybody's like, "Look, dude, the joke's over. Please stop." Whereas he's actually like, "No, this is my project. Come on, guys." So I kind of feel for him in that respect. I think he's just getting the raw end of a joke, and he doesn't see it that way. But I think he's also taking it far too hard, As soon, like, if you're going to put anything on the internet, you need to be ready to take criticism.
Yes, very much so. Like you've got to put on your big boy pants, because whatever, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what sort of game you produce, someone's going to hate it. In fact, quite a proportion of the internet is going to hate it. And people who like your game won't come onto your forums and say, "Oh, I love your game." Well, very few will. A lot of people will come onto your forums, however, and tell you that they hate your game and this is wrong and this doesn't work and this, that, and the other. And I don't think he was prepared for that. He was sort of. I think he's very much he's a pretty good games developer, I would say. Even though the game he produced was not that great, but then he is a one man. He does everything. He does sound, audio, video, everything. So like, it's not like there's a whole team of people working on this game. It's just him. The problem is that he just wasn't ready for criticism, and the criticism I think was not widespread considering how average his game was, and considering he's released it 6 months after he probably should have. He's probably missed the boat on the hilarity of the simulator genre. But having said that, his game has a lot more polish than a lot of the other simulator games. So
I'm going to take a stab and say that he's probably quite young too.
Yeah, I'm guessing from the way that he wrote a letter, and I'll read out the letter in a minute. I'm guessing he's probably he's be under 30. I'm guessing he's probably 22 to 25 at a guess.
I'll find out.
Why don't you go and look that up?
You're always going to get trolls.
Yeah, and you got to deal with it. Some people can't deal with it, which I can understand. Some people aren't ready for it. But if anything's going to be on the internet, and he probably got more attention than he was. Well, then
probably deserved.
And probably anybody, and deserved. Probably anybody expected or was deserved. So he kind of got thrown into the spotlight with this joke game, parentheses, and now he's kind of dealing with the backlash that he should have been ready for. I mean, it's a simulator game. As soon as you put simulator in a game, nobody's going to take it seriously.
No, and also it's I think you're right. Yeah, it's like with the simulator genre, you have to be. I don't know. I feel like he's worked too hard on this game. Like he should have maybe released it 6 months ago with less features and at least got on the bandwagon, or the tail end of the bandwagon.
Just been like every other shitty Greenlight game, so nobody cared.
The shovelware Unity props, shitty game that's out
like,
there.
Oh, look, it's a shitty game about bears that got given $100,000 on Kickstarter that nobody cares about.
Also, I think it's part of the uproar is the fact that it was on Kickstarter, so people were kind of expecting a more polished product, which you kind of gave them, but perhaps not as polished as they were expecting. Once people put their own money in early, that's when they sort of feel entitled to say, why isn't this as good as I thought it was going to be, as opposed to just buying it on Steam.
Probably because he put it on Steam.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That's one of the things that he said was that he wished he'd never put it on Steam. But I think he should just fucking, not ignore, but just get over that. It's not like it's done bad. The reviews on Steam aren't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, they're not like, from what I've read, they're not.
It's hard.
Like, it's
hard to only look at the positive, especially when you're under constant criticism, because the negative things will always shine over positive, no matter how many there are.
It takes 10 positive posts to discount one negative post, really, when you're looking at forum posts.
Yeah, it does. And I'm sticking to my gun saying that he's probably quite young and he's just not ready to deal with this sort of stuff. And because he's alone, it'd probably make it even worse.
Yeah, there's no one else to shoulder the burden.
He's taking the full brunt of it all. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll read you the update on his Kickstarter. And he wrote this, I think, yesterday or the day before, the 6th of March. So yesterday, probably. And it says, well, the game didn't get a great reception, has a stigma against its name, and there's plenty of other problems, so making any updates or going further is basically a lost cause now. Plus, not skilled enough to make the game better than it currently is, or write better updates than previously. I was really hoping Steam release would go well, but why would it? Should have just gave the game to backers and not bother with Steam. Don't want to deal with the drama anymore. It was really fun making the game, trailers, updates, websites, tutorials. I'm glad most of you are happy with the game, unless you're just being nice. Thank you for the in-depth emails, comments, learned lots. Hopefully the game lived up to your expectations. There's been enough content to explore. We'll make another game update with Kickstarter Island included and some other bug fixes. Leave the comment below of what you really want fixed. So I think he's probably going to do one more update to finish it, like to fulfill his Kickstarter obligations, which he's not required to. Like, there's no police going to kick down his door saying you did not, fulfill your Kickstarter obligations, but he's going to at least, get that done, and then that'll be it. Like, there won't be any more fixes after that. So, I mean, at least he's mature enough to go, rather than just throwing it all up in the air and go, oh fuck this, I'll go and do something else. He's sort of gone, well, I'll do what I said I'd do, and then I'll move on.
Sounds very defeated.
He does, yeah. He took it all a little bit to heart, and to be honest, I don't blame him. I think if I was in his position, I probably would as well. But at the same time, I probably would have been expecting it. Like, I don't think he was quite expecting it. I think he's given the success that he had, getting Kickstarter and then Greenlight, and then getting onto Steam, obviously. I don't think he's ready.
He probably could have asked people or developers if they wanted to join him or help him out or something. Just instead of just going, okay, this game sucks, I'm gonna stop making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with 100,000 behind it, I mean, I don't know how well it's selling. I'd have to look up the Steam sales and that, but can't imagine it's doing too badly if it's got positive reviews.
He's actually got mostly positive reviews.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I don't. He's probably listening to media too much, and media is not worth listening to because they'll just jump on the bandwagon of whatever's trending, and if they can get some, if they can make it look bad, then they'll get more. The story continues longer. So I think he's. I don't know. It's strange that he's just given up so quickly.
I think part of the reason also is that he may have priced himself out of the market. Like, it's $15 US, the Bear Simulator. Which is a lot of Australian dollar dues, given the game that it is.
But he's still getting positive reviews, so
yeah, I think they maybe.
I'm guessing that means that it's not. They're not getting refunded. So
yeah, that's true. So number of people who own this game. Let's players total. It's looking like. I'm looking at his daily breakdown of, actually the 2-day breakdowns. So it's like 2,000, 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, 3, almost 4,000, 2,500, and 2,000. So I mean, he's selling like 2,000 copies a day. It's not exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't turn my nose up at that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's for $15 a pop at two grand. That's not chump change.
Yeah.
So
who knows? Maybe it's affecting him personally.
I think that's probably more what it is. Like, I mean, yes, it's not a good game, but it's better than probably 40%, 50% of games that are on Steam. Like, there's a lot of shovelware on Steam. It's just not a AAA or a AA or even an A title. It's just, an average game. Hello, Lime Man. Lime Man has just joined the chat.
Bro.
What are we talking about in chat? We're talking about Scandinavian countries now.
Talking about government and the difference in internet, it seems, at the moment. Oh, and bears and bears. Dangerous bears.
Internet and bears, of course. So we confirmed that Bear Simulator is not releasing further updates. You know what else is confirmed? Half-Life 3 and Left 4 Dead 3. Keegz, tell me more about it.
Apparently confirmed. This is subjective.
No, completely confirmed.
Yes. So some people did some digging in Valve's latest VR test demo thingy, like a tech demo. This tech demo is I believe the second software out of Valve to use the Source 2 engine. I think Dota 2 is the other one. And while while digging or data mining through it, they found a few models and textures and bits and pieces that have references to Half-Life 3 and to Left 4 Dead 3. So nothing's concrete yet, but things look promising for Half-Life 3 and Left 4 Dead 3 in the near future. Possibly in Source 2 engine too, which is kind of exciting.
I personally think that this stuff that they found inside this VR demo is basically test stuff. I don't think this is any stuff that is ongoing production of Half-Life 3 or even like early stage development stuff. I think it's just test stuff. And this might be something we might use in Half-Life 3 at some point in the future if we ever make it.
Maybe. It could be a huge troll and they're just putting it in there so people will find it.
It's also something you wouldn't put past
That's what I was thinking. It's like, people want Half-Life 3, and I know they data mine. Yes, I'm going to put this in here.
Yes, sneaky Half-Life 3s. They did put in some models and textures and stuff that wasn't actually in the VR. Like in the tech demo, they were just excess files that they'd copied over in the engine files. So they found a new dog.
I looked at that dog and I said, "Oh, it's basically high quality." I'm looking at it, going, "It doesn't look high quality. It looks worse than the previous one."
Clearly, you're not a professional, are you?
Obviously not. I don't get paid to do this shit.
You don't stare at high-res dogs very often, do you?
Oh, yeah, I can see it now. It's just that there was no textures on it. It was just like flat shading. I was like, oh, that doesn't look great. I wonder if you could rip that model out and actually use it in something.
You probably could. Well, you'd need something that... you'd need to have the SDK for the Source 2 engine.
Well, there is that too.
To be able to use it. I mean, I don't know whether you could somehow mod it into Dota 2 or something. That'd be kind of funny, having Dog as one of the legends in Dota 2. One of the characters.
What else did they find in there? I'm just going through it now. There's a high-resolution eyeball.
Yeah, to be honest, most of it was very just hype for no hype sort of thing. It's just like, we found all these files that are named HL3. Could mean fucking anything.
As soon as you put HL3 in the title, people will fucking click it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If I was Valve, I would name everything HL3. Just jump in to play fucking Gary's mod or something and just rename everything to HL3. Just
Gary's mod.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
It was confirmed in big inverted commas. I'm not any closer to thinking this is actually going to happen at any point, like Half-Life 3 or Left 4 Dead 3. I'd happily take either of them, but yeah, I don't think it's happening at this stage.
I'm more excited that it's the Source 2 engine because that means that it's made many progresses and will be out in full force soon. Because some of the things they are doing it were pretty impressive. If you watch the Steam VR performance test video, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, they haven't released an engine since the original Source, I guess. So that was 15 years
they haven't released the engine. I mean, they've updated one game. Dota 2 is running on the Source 2 engine, but that's the only thing since this VR test that's been running the Source 2 engine.
Yep.
So hopefully more things in the future. I mean, I think we talked about it before, but my idea is that I believe the first game that will come out, and I'm assuming that with the Vive it'll be sooner. They'll probably bring out a new Portal with the Vive and with the Source 2 engine.
That is your theory. That's your ongoing theory that you've said ever since.
Could you imagine Portal in VR? That would be insane.
It would be insane. I can't see why people would do it because it would be insane because it would make you fucking sick.
It'd be amazing.
It would not be amazing. It'd make you
play a troll.
Oh, I'd do that thing where you shoot the roof and shoot the floor and just keep spinning. That makes you sick.
Yeah.
You just
one day,
infinite loop through the floor and through the roof. One
day, Keegz, I'm going to sneak into your house while you're playing this Portal, and I'm going to sticky tape the thing to your head. And it's like, yeah, let's fall through it now. How funny is it now, funny man? Then take the controller off.
I do that anyway in my alone time.
Just for funsies.
That'd be a good game show.
Yeah.
See how long they last.
Yeah.
Yeah, just it'd be like Wipeout when they spin them around and make them vomit everywhere before they have to do the course.
Oh
Good
dear.
times.
Good times.
So yeah, anyway, Steam VR, Steam Source 2, Half-Life 3, maybe, sort of, possibly.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. 3 of them.
Rose says, wasn't there a cancel mechanic from Portal 2?
The very very original Portal wasn't what it is today. It was actually meant to be a multiplayer, almost soccer type game, where 2 teams had to take the ball from one end to the other, and you had the portal guns. You could make portals and sort of use them as, I guess, traps or ways to move the ball around. But when they play tested it, the people found it too confusing and too fast, so they sort of redid it, and that's where Portal came from. They turned it into Portal. So yeah, originally it was meant to be a multiplayer ball game.
That's
So I
interesting.
don't know
Wow.
whether that'll come back. But imagine that in VR. That'd be even more vomit-inducing. Fucking 8v8 playing Portal with balls and shit. Fuck that, yeah.
FIFA
And VR.
16.
Yeah.
Yep, FIFA 2016. VR edition. We're ready to move on?
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on from VR news to VR news. Keegz, what can you tell me about VR news? What should we lead with? We've got so much VR news to cover this week.
There's quite a bit of VR. Well, it's kind of half VR, half augmented.
Yeah, it was VR slash AR. I probably should have put that in the thing.
Shall we, considering we were talking about it before, shall we start with the Vive? Which is which is now up for pre-orders and shipping to Australia and yada yada.
Oh yeah, I've got something to say about the Vive.
Oh yes, here we
Remember
go.
how he said it was going to cost $1,200? $1,200 dues. Last week when we announced the pre-order thing, I said we said how much is it likely to cost, and we were like $1,200 dues, and Keith was like, no, that's too expensive even for me, and I laughed. Well, it's not going to be $1,200 dues. It's going to be $1,400 dues.
That's not true. I had this conversation with Pete the other day, and I said I even went back to the podcast and listened because we were having an argument about it. And what I said was that, considering the amount of tech, this is going to be either the same or more than Oculus. Because
that's right.
all of you guys couldn't believe that Oculus is so expensive.
You did say that,
Like,
but
of course it is. It's new tech.
Last podcast, I said that this is going to cost $1,200 rather than $800 or $1,100 that the Oculus was going to cost. And you said, yeah, I can't really defend that. Even I think that's too expensive. And I said, good. And then now we find out it's actually $1,400. $1,413.46 Australian dollar dues.
Were we talking US or Australian though?
That's
It's
Australian.
900 US. That's about.
Yeah,
what
it's
we're talking.
927.
Yeah, I know. But like
US.
back then, were we talking about Australian dollars? Because the
Well, we were
Oculus is
guessing
like
because we didn't
$1,000
actually have the shipping costs with the issue.
Yeah.
So let's work out how much. Exactly
We also
it's gonna
can't get
cost.
it till May in Australia.
Well, that was
they
the
won't ship till May. For
that was the other
Australia,
lead.
so.
Everywhere else in the world, or at least in the US, it's going to ship in April. But of course, the Australians get fucked again. So now for us, it's
I
getting
still
released in
want
May. I mean, if someone gave me one, I'd thank them for it quite a lot. But I can't see anybody giving me one. So
I'm still thinking about buying one.
Well,
I'm
think
still
about it
thinking
all
about
day
buying
long.
one.
I think about buying it quite often, but I don't think I'll actually buy it.
I
The prices
probably
actually
will.
come down. Now I'm looking at it. I wonder if there's some
Yeah.
sort of tax that has to be applied to it, because now it's $12.51 if I go to the currency converter.
Well, when I first looked at it, the day that it was up for pre-order, it worked out to be about 1,300 Australian.
Well, though, actually, when this is the 1st of March, I think this came out, so that was a week ago. The Australian dollar's been going a little bit up and down, so bouncing between 60 and 70 cents. It's currently on 73 US cents, 74 US cents, so we're rebounding a little bit, so that's probably why the price has come down so much.
Yes.
So, yeah. One of the things I found...
Like 1,600 for us.
Yeah, that was the thing for the New Zealanders. I was like, oh, it's even more for New Zealand. I'm like, fuck.
You can buy a house, or you can just play with your HTC Vive on the street.
Would you like a Well, if you had a HTC Vive, you could build your own house inside VR, and then you could buy a 1-bedroom apartment and live in a mansion.
You could just play Second Life and just live.
Yep, just live there.
Basically on an information drug trip for the rest of your life, just wandering the streets, drooling, looking for a new power socket to plug it in when they get kicked out of the last place.
Go to the library.
Yeah, just hanging in the corner of the library. You walk in and there's like 3 homeless people in Vive headsets with knives, and then we start filming, and then we make money again. See, look, it's all swings and roundabouts.
Lock the door to the library. This is a
only one leaves.
Only one leaves. Oh dear. Oh, the interesting thing that I read about this was that it only requires 1 USB 2 port, whereas the Oculus requires 3 USB 3 ports. So that's I found.
It's a lot of information to come down one.
It is.
I'm guessing come down one USB.
Well, how much information do you need?
Oh, actually,
it's all like there's a separate HDMI, but.
Yeah, but what's probably different, and it probably helps it out, is that this has 2 tracking things you put on either side of the room.
That's true.
So that might take some of it out of it, because the second USB for the Oculus is the head tracking, which is just plugged into the connector thing. So that's probably what it is. It's just because the tracking things, or the room tracking things, are separate. It probably doesn't count.
Well, what is the third one used for?
For what?
On the Oculus, it requires 3 USB 3s. So I'm presuming 1 is for tracking data, 1 is for...
Are you sure it's 3? I thought it was only 2. It's 2 and then the HDMI, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's 3, because I remember making a comment on it going, oh my god, fucking 3 of the bastards. Or maybe it was USB 3. That's where I got the 3 from.
I'm pretty sure it's only 2 and then the HDMI. I mean, I can...
Maybe it's 3 cables in total. That might make sense.
I'm pretty sure it's 3 cables, because you got the little connector thing, and that's got the power cable coming from one that's got 2 USBs and the HDMI. One USB is the head tracking, the other USB is the power to the headset.
Power to the headset through the USB? Why can't they take that over HDMI?
Because it's taking sound and video.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure if the HDMI standard will probably takes power as well. There's a provision inside.
Depends what HDMI it is.
At 1.4 for the Vive, I think, what it is for the Oculus.
Because I know that HDMI 1.1 won't do both, and then 1.3 will do both.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. There's many plugs coming out of the Oculus. I'll pull mine out and have a look.
Why don't you go and pull it out, Keegz? Mia, have you had any...
Everybody look away.
Mia, have you had any experience with the Oculus or the Vive?
There was a demo for it, Armageddon, but I didn't want to wait in line for it, so I just saw the game for Oculus Rift, was it? That would be intense if you could...
Which one?
I can't remember which one. I just seen a lot of demos for Oculus Rift, more than Vive.
Yeah, well,
but
the
if
Vive...
they introduced like a horror game or something on VR, rip.
Well, the thing is that the Oculus...
I can confirm. 2 USBs.
Good-o. Well, you're not looking at the consumer version, though, are you?
No, I've just got the DK2.
Let's look at the CK1. CK1 specs I shall look up. It's
I'm
not called the
assuming
CK1.
Or...
What's it called? The consumer... something or other. Consumer Oculus Rift specs. There we go. First hit that comes up in Google. I'm loading a web page on my limited internet connection, so it may disconnect. Okay. Need a HDMI 1.3 and yeah, two USB 3 ports. Doesn't say anything else. Yeah, I'm surprised you did a USB just for power. Like, do they not have? I guess it is the power. So I guess you don't. At least you don't have to have a separate power thing just to power the headset on. But yeah, I'm surprised it didn't come over the HDMI standard.
Yeah.
I bet you that's something that they'll do in version 2. Just, there'll be less cables. There'll be one cable essentially coming out, which will be HDMI that takes all the USB or it'll just be USB 4 or whatever they have then.
In the future, it'll come over wireless. There won't be any cords. It'll just be wireless.
And then you'll have a massive battery pack stuck to the back of your head, which will give you neck cramps.
And everybody will get tumors.
Or really, really hot.
Or really, really hot, yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm. Some Russian guy's saying, "Fuck you, lol." You must be 12 and a Counter-Strike player.
Sick of that.
Yeah, so the Vive. I'm keen to see what they can do with it. It's currently too expensive. I'm going to be getting version 2 or 3 when it drops to around about $600 or less. 600 Australian dollar dues, I might add, not US dollar dues.
I'm going to get Adventure Capitalist on my phone and sticky tape it to my face and play it on Steam. And that'll be my Steam VR.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, you let us know how that goes, Keegz. I'm interested to hear about your eye tumours.
They will be large and plump.
Here's something that I lumped in with the VR stuff that I accidentally shouldn't have done. The Valve finally gave us some more info about the Steam the Steam leak at Christmas time. You might remember our first one back for the year, our first podcast back for the year. We told you about the Steam leak where they'd leaked personal information for about half an hour on Christmas Day, and we pointed out that Steam had said almost nothing about it at the time. They finally come out with a little bit more. Actually, they didn't really have any more information. All they basically did was linked up people's IP addresses to email addresses, like this is your email address, this is the IP address you used to log in with, therefore we're going to send you an email. And it basically said, as you may know, for a brief period on December 25th, configuration error resulting in some Steam users seeing incorrectly cached Steam store pages generated for other Steam users. If you're not sure about if you're not aware of this, basically, Steam had a caching problem because they were hit by a DDoS attack, and the cache was incorrectly set up, which means that anybody who logged in and tried to make a purchase, actually not even make a purchase, just go to the Steam store page, you were seeing other people's details, cache details being sent to you, and your details were sent to other people. So Steam have finally sent emails out to people who have Steam accounts and were linked up to various IP addresses. Basically said this happened, this has affected your account. You should go in and change your password or do whatever it is you're going to do.
The old Steam switcheroo, eh?
And this is actually something that we said that they should do. It's just it's taken them 3 months to do it.
Ages, yeah.
So Steam well and truly on the ball there.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of good that it only affected people on the 25th. So
I'm going to assume. Hang on, it was 12 between 11:50 and 1:20, so an hour and a half.
That's not long at all.
It's not long at all, but it's also on Christmas Day, when I don't know if the traffic would be a lot on that day, but
depends.
I couldn't really imagine. So most people would probably be busy around that time. But who knows? You have to look at the records, I guess, and see how many people are affected.
Yeah, which time?
Say? They didn't say how many people were affected by it.
I don't think they would. I don't think they'd want to disclose that.
It'd be a ridiculous number, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Mia, did this affect you? Were you on Steam on Christmas Day buying, I don't know, TF2 hats or something?
No, but I did a lot of gifts, and I don't recall having a problem with the Steam store or anything.
Yeah, so it only affect, I think, like 1150 PST would be early in the morning for us, I think. Hang on, 1150. Yeah, that'd be very early in the morning for us. So it's probably not going to affect Australians as much as it did US people in the US. So less of an issue for us, and people in New Zealand.
Yeah, 13:20 is 7:20 a.m. for us. So
I wasn't awake.
yeah, I don't think anybody.
Not Christmas
like
Day.
Boxing
Although it actually would have been the day
Jesus.
after Christmas for us, but yeah.
I mean, Boxing Day, everybody would have been
Boxing
hungover
Day.
as shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody would have been awake that early.
Probably
in the
still
morning.
drinking.
Number of people affected in the US, 37 million. Number of people affected in Australia, 4.
About 6 people who
Yes.
haven't gone to bed yet.
And all
And
12-year-olds.
Drunkenly yelling at people on TFT.
Yes. Yeah. So that's nothing to do with VR. It's just something that I should have included earlier and didn't. So, shall we move on from Valve to
Microsoft.
yeah, because that's a segue. Microsoft HoloLens Development Edition open pre-order, shipping March the 30th. Funnily enough, around about I think the day before the Vive.
Yeah, and guess what? It's so low, so cheap. It is a mere $3,000 loan.
That is like infinity Australian dollars.
Yeah, that's right. That's you could buy Western Australia for that.
Yep. I don't even think how many Australian Kiwi coins, Kiwi coins that is.
Probably be like $5,000 or something, 4,500.
You could probably be able to afford a new flag for that much.
Yes,
Yeah,
you could
just about.
Just buy the New Zealand flag. I'm changing it to a dick
Just
button.
buy all.
Get the one
Buy
with the
all
kiwi
the
and the
votes.
laser eyes.
I'm totally get that one. It's badass.
So
So
with the HoloLens,
Laser Island.
if you're not aware of the HoloLens, it's an AR, it's not a VR, it's an augmented reality. So you look through a lens to, obviously whatever you're looking at, and it overlays in front of you a 3D image that can be mapped to surfaces. So you could have something sitting on your desk in front of you, like a car, like a model of a car or something like that, and you can move around it as if there was actually a model there in front of you. Now,
I need to go to the little boy's room. Hang on, I'll be back.
okay, we'll talk about AR while we go on. So it's an augmented reality system. Now, this is a development kit. It's not a consumer thing. The biggest issue, the headlines of this system is that the way Microsoft have tried to make it look is like you have a headset on or goggles on, and you can look around and everything's in, you can put all stuff in that's in 3D. It's like, oh wow, it's amazing, it's you can see stuff like in your peripheral vision, stuff like happening, and there's animation going on. You can pick up stuff and move it around. In reality, it's not actually like that. You're looking at a square box in front of you where the 3D stuff is, and everything else in peripheral vision you can't see the the 3D models and that sort of thing. It's just there's a window in front of you that you look through, and that's where the 3D stuff is. Because this is a development edition, I'm not that concerned about that particular problem, because I'm assuming it's something that they're going to fix in a production version, or maybe they won't, and that'll be version 2. But it's at the moment it's A, way too expensive, and B, not really fit for the average person. It's not something you'd buy for yourself, because there are a lot of promising ideas for applications for this sort of thing, but at this stage there's nothing exists to actually use it in a sort of day-to-day sort of scenario, or even games or anything like that. So Mia, what do you know about
like
this?
They're testing the waters with it, see how far people take it before they decide, hey, we're going to do this with the HoloLens.
Yeah, I'm keen to see the way that they go with this, but at the moment, obviously the goggles are way too big and bulky and ridiculous to sort of sit down on your couch and go, well, I'm going to sit here and, I don't know, build something. And also it's way too restrictive in what it is. Like if it worked the way that their video, the promotional videos say it's going to, then it'd be great, but it doesn't. So
I think it would just be for constructive things. I don't think it would be for the average user. It would be for, say, because they had NASA, like talking about a NASA project. It would be based on simulation for things like that, not what they were kind of trying to pitch it as.
Yeah,
more technical sort of fields. I did actually see that it's quite limited. I looked up the specs just out of interest, and they have rather than having the general pixel things, they have things called radiance. So the amount of light sources they can have, which is basically pixels in holographic terms.
In space,
I think it was about, from memory, it was about 2,500. So you can't actually have that much happening at once. It's quite limited in what it can show.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Like, the only things I've seen about this, if it actually working in sort of real life scenarios, is I think about 6 months ago I saw a video on it and sort of went, oh, that looks interesting, but too limited and too janky to use. So
see, skates onto it.
Yeah,
porn
will push this field.
This will lead it into the future. $3,000 invested in porn, done. I'm sold.
You think they have that on Oculus Rift?
Oh, they do.
Keegz has been studying that extensive research.
He knows.
In Oculus Rift porn, I've tested the field.
Tested it extensively so that he could report back to us on our podcast.
So, yeah, and that's right. I'm ready for the next step now. I need the augmented reality porn now.
Wow.
It is an interesting idea, but like I'm struggling to think of. Like, I'm not struggling to think of applications for it. I can think of a million applications for it, but I'm struggling to think what the average user might actually use it for. I mean, let's imagine a best case scenario for the consumer version of this, that are actually like just a pair of glasses, like an average pair of glasses you might buy from a shop, that sort of size. And let's say the field of view covers your entire field of view, so it's not like a window. What sort of applications could you see for this sort of thing, Keegz? Like my first thought is for the average home user, something like obviously playing games, that sort of thing. I could sort of see that happening. But for day-to-day sort of helping you around the house, like I can imagine like digital books maybe. Like you could actually put a recipe up in front of you while you're making stuff. I can imagine that sort of thing.
Yeah, stuff like or even TV shows, movies, just scenes that play out in front of you. Like it'd be almost like a play, really.
Or telephone calls or conferencing.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah.
I was thinking like GPS, but that would cause a lot of crashes if you're driving.
I can see
shit going everywhere.
Maybe one eye, like you could have the map or something.
Yeah, or an overlay. Like an overlay was probably the best thing to have. Like I've seen, what car was it? I think it was a Mercedes-Benz S-Class from a few years ago. I think they've covered it on Top Gear. They had an IR sensor in the front of the car that shot out IR light, so even like past where the lights could see. I can imagine like an overlay in front on your windscreen or on your glasses if you're wearing glasses, showing which way the road goes, or if there's something in the way. So even though you can't actually see it, it's traffic overlaid in front of you.
Yeah.
Or actually even all traffic like traffic updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple stuff like that.
Maybe even like you said before, like maybe things like cooking shows and stuff like that. If you want to actually cook something, that you could see it properly,
or have a demonstration in front of you,
learning
like,
activities. Yeah. Well, yeah. Even like work applications, you could use it for inductions and things like that, where they can show you how to do something. Where you can actually see it happening in front of you,
rather than watching a video of it or actually going out and getting run over by a forklift.
Yeah, And music, as Rose just said, musical concerts. You could actually be at the concert, like a live
Yeah,
shows,
but you could sort of, that's
HoloLens.
more VR, I think. More the realm of VR.
Oh, HoloLens, yeah, I guess.
Because
So.
I mean, like
you
you
kind of
can't
like your
sit.
phone.
You can't sit in an orchestra or what's like a stadium or a theater because you're essentially just looking at the inside of your own house. So
Yeah, you could have a really intimate like band though, just sitting in your lounge room playing for you. That'd be kind of weird, but I don't know if you're into that sort of thing. You could be
Garrett?
serenaded by your favourite singer.
Wow.
that could work.
Yeah.
Driving into the sea.
Yeah,
I think that there are applications for it. I think most of the more practical ones would be industry, like medical stuff, so you can actually see inside bodies and things like that to learn about what you're studying, or
engineering.
having engineering stuff where you could pull apart like an engine in front of you or a machine or something. You can see inside of it and move it around in front of you physically.
Yep.
Maybe
and you can see an exploded
view,
like understand what's going on inside the engine, even though you can't actually open the engine.
Yeah, like it was staging interviews with other people and stuff like
Yeah.
There are definitely uses for it, but it's a very large investment at the moment. But like everything else, it'll probably go down in price in the near future.
Like everything
school.
else.
It'll be good for school.
Yeah, school.
Yeah.
School's another one.
Virtual classroom.
It'd make things more practical that you can't physically bring into the school. You could do it virtually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. So, what should we move on to next? What have we got? What have we got left?
What else do we have?
What else do we have? The Meta 2 development kit launch.
I guess we can brief over that. Not that we really know much about it.
Yeah, I think Mia may be the best person to actually talk about this, considering she's actually watched the video.
Well, it's most of the video. It's pretty much just hybrid of Oculus and the HoloLens. The system in that same area as the Vive.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just sort of motion sensory VR thingy.
Yeah, but it's also with the HoloLens, and you can pull things apart. It can do that as well.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
So is it AR or VR?
Wonder how expensive that's going to be.
I'm not sure between the two, to be honest.
They're both. Does it have a controller or anything? We probably should have watched the video. But does it have like some form of?
No, it was just your hands. You're holding whatever
hand controls
was being projected, and you're just controlling it that way.
Oh, okay.
with hand tracking, I'm presuming.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean I think it's AR.
Yeah.
More or less AR, but yeah, it's difficult to say without more info.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be heaps of things in this market now because it's all exciting and new, and people are jumping on it, even though it's really fucking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the race of price now.
Yes, I think that'll be the next big thing. Like, not so there'll be a war with obviously this stuff, but I think all the companies that are here currently, like working on stuff currently, will be there for the second generation, and that's where everything will be decided. Like, someone will come up with a killer product, whether it be Oculus or Vive or someone else, and everyone else will be struggling to catch up. And by the time we get to the third generation, there'll be a lot less players in the market than there are now.
Yeah, I guess that's why everybody's jumping on it now, because you want to be sort of grounded in this market if you want to keep going with it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also getting ahead with all of the research. Yeah. But you've got to have you need to have something that sets you apart from everyone else. So
yeah, the newest, the smallest, the cheapest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be all vision too. Like, for now, they're just like, okay, we've got this product, and we'll see how it goes, and then we'll see what we can do to beat everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you always have to take the next step.
So this is actually the second product from the company called Meta, I think is the company. Meta 2, yeah. This is actually the second product. The first one had a really, really small window, like worse than the Microsoft HoloLens. It's like 25 to 35 degrees, which is like looking at a postage stamp in front of you. So I think that's why
Racehorse.
nobody had ever heard of it. I don't remember covering this at any point. I think the last one was released in like 2014, maybe earlier than that even. So
2 years ago. That's a while
yeah,
ago.
and that was the original one, I'm assuming. So, but they were saying this one actually has quite a large 90-degree field of view, as opposed to the Microsoft one, which I think is like a 40 to 65-degree field of view. I'm not exactly sure. So, larger field of view, which will sort of set itself apart from the HoloLens. Plus, it only cost about a third of the HoloLens. It's like $949 US.
Fuck.
But it does look less polished.
Oh,
so.
it's way better.
Yeah, from something that's 10 times more than we can afford to something that's only 3 or 4 times more than we can afford.
And you have to sell one wife.
Yes.
But I only have one wife. No. Moving on. So yeah, that's the Meta 2. What other VR news do we have, Keegz? We actually may have covered everything.
That's about it, isn't it? I think we've covered everything new in VR.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to the last topic of the day. Spintyres! So, if you're not aware of the Spintyres debacle, it's something that's blown up over the last 4 or 5 days. Actually, maybe more than that, probably last week or so. So, Spintyres is a game that was released in 2014, I think. It's been out for ages. It was in early access, I think, for a while, and then they hit like proper release. So, it's actually produced by only one guy, Pavel Zagrebelj. Okay. Who's a Russian developer, obviously, and his UK-based publisher Uvi. Now, Uvi have a track record for producing underperforming, or being in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. If you're not aware of who they are, go and look them up. There's plenty of news about them. So, UK developer Uvi said they've been having problems with this game on and off over the past few years. Like there's like stupid bugs and stuff like that. I think most of the problems stem from the fact that there's only one guy working on this game, and it's an incredibly polished game. Like he's quite clearly a development genius, but he's only one guy, and he's doing basically all the work. So there was a bug in the Spintyres code for the checks to make sure there's some sort of like security check to make sure the game isn't pirated, and there was a bug that basically meant after a certain date it stopped working. Now they pushed out a patch relatively quickly, like within about 2 or 3 days, but yeah, during that time, the Steam forum sort of blew up, and there was all sorts of allegations going around that he'd sabotaged his own code and that sort of thing. So it's basically because he's
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Codemasters did the same thing with Operation Flashpoint. They had an anti.
Yes, they did. And it was actually it was actually a really effective anti-piracy measure. It was called Fade. And
it just slowly corrupted the whole game, didn't it?
Yes, it actually slowed you down. It made your aim really inaccurate. It did weird things like your movement was sluggish and made the game really, really shit. Up to the point where it actually said original games do not fade, and then kicked you off. And it happened over the course of I think like maybe 10 hours or 12 hours in game. So so if you crack the game, it would do nothing. Like it looked like it worked, and you go, oh cool, the crack works, and then you play it and it gets steadily worse and worse and worse until the point where it kicks you off and you can't play anymore. So, and I don't know if it was ever cracked or not. Like it was one of those security features like DRMs that actually worked. So
I may or may not know that you can crack it.
I also may have had some experience with the Fade system, although I will point out that I do actually own a proper copy, or I have owned a proper copy of Operation Flashpoint. I don't know where it is now, but
yes, This was many moons ago.
This is it's a long time ago. I remember being excited for Operation Flashpoint back in 1999, looking at videos of it at college and going, "Whoa, this looks interesting." So, yeah, Operation Flashpoint was a while ago. I think it was released in 2000 or 2001, something like that. So,
I don't remember that.
It was a very old game. It was pretty fun though.
It was janky,
just as buggy as fucking Armour, but
well, it's the same game essentially. I mean, I'm sure there's similar code in there somewhere.
Same fucking bugs.
Yes, I mean it's janky as shit, and it's like obviously Armour 3 is still janky as fuck, but yeah, it's
almost like the Armour team, like when they built Armour 1 and 2, they'd taken the coding off of Operation Flashpoint, but halfway through the Fade thing, so they just rebuilt it on a half deteriorated game, and then made Armour 1 and 2.
Keegz loves Armour, in case you weren't aware. He really wants to play some more.
My favourite game.
One day,
game ever.
One day we will save Private Allen.
One day. Allen.
But getting back to Spintyres,
anyway.
So the reason that people thought that he had sabotaged his own code was because he made it fairly public that Uvi, his publisher, owes him quite a lot of money for the work he's done. Now Uvi obviously denied that. Well, actually, they didn't even deny that they owed him money. They said that we're in talks with making sure that he gets paid properly. The usual PR bullshit. So this all blew up over the case of course of 2 or 3 days, and eventually he went on Twitter or right on a forum, I think, and said, "No, I haven't sabotaged my own game. There's a problem with security features in the game that they all stopped working after a certain point. Therefore, nobody could play it after that." So he actually rushed out He rushed out a fix really quickly, like within hours, I think, and then sent it on to Uvi, who was supposed to publish it on Steam, and then Steam does the updates and pushes it out to everybody. The problem was that Uvi sat on it, I think, for like 2 days. I don't know what they were doing, whether they were doing doing fixes, or whether they were checking code, or what they were doing. But yeah, they basically sat on it for 2 days, which basically allowed this huge explosion to happen.
But I actually tried to refund this after I heard about all this.
Spintyres? How long have you played? How many hours did you put in? You must have put in more than 2.
No, less than 2.
Really? Did you get any money? Did you actually get your money back?
Yep. Nope, I owned it too long.
That's right, because Spintyres is
I bought it in May 2014, so in 2 years.
Can I get my game back 2 years after I bought it, please?
Yeah. So, well, I told them that, I gave them the story about what's going on with it, and I think that if the developers and publishers are going to act like this, then I don't want to be backing it. And Steam no. You've had it for 2 years. Get fucked.
Keegz, no Keegz.
Yeah.
Nice
Sorry,
try.
But points for trying. What else did they say? Oh, it actually got pulled from Steam, although it's back up now, because of the whole kerfuffle between the publisher and the developer. So I think it was maybe off of Steam for a couple of days. I'm not sure. I wasn't aware that it was off until it was already back on. So somebody in chat might know.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of days maybe. So.
I'm pretty sure it was only. I don't even think it was. I think it was just the day. I don't think it was off very long.
Okay.
Because it was off when I first saw this article when it first breached,
really?
And then it was pretty much back the next day. So didn't take him long. I'm assuming that he did it, just saying, well, until you fucking fix this, I'm gonna can it from Steam.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, Keegz, what do you think has happened here?
But yes. I think just poor communication. I mean, the publishers, I believe, probably in the wrong. But it's hard to tell in this stage.
Yeah, it basically comes down to a he said, she said type deal where there's no actual evidence. It's only a bunch of allegations. So,
I mean, like the saying that the developers put time bombs in it. that means that he's preempted that he's not going to get paid. So I don't believe that.
Well, he's been owed money for more than a year. Like the Uvi has been very slow paying him. Like they have been paying him, but they've been paying him slow. So.
But then, depending on his contract, he'd probably have the right to ditch his publisher if he hasn't been paid. I mean, he could say, look, they are not fulfilling their side of the contract. Yeah,
he also said... He did actually say something about that, but I can't remember where I read it. It basically boiled down to I can't be asked trying to fucking figure this out with the publisher, like going to court and all the rest of the shit, so... yeah, who knows?
Yeah, well, that makes me think that, I don't know... Yeah, it's a bit... Yeah, I don't know. You can never tell with these things. I mean, it's the same with that Ant Simulator thing that we were talking about last week.
Yeah.
I mean, who fucking knows what's going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, and that's the problem. You never really know what's going on.
I don't.
So.
I don't quite like.
Yeah, damn publishers.
Mia, have you played Spintyres?
No, I've just seen some footage and it looks a difficult game.
I'll
probably rage at it.
It's more difficult, I think, than the average game, but it's not. It's far from difficult. I'll put it that way. It's not.
Let me give you a rundown.
Driving through mud.
Yeah, it's basically just driving through mud.
You a rundown.
You get stuck, you winch, you drive some more. You get stuck again, give up, reset back to the base, and start again.
You and your friends get in a truck. You drive through mud. Most likely get stuck. You'll get pulled out, you'll find some logs, you'll get stuck again. You'll probably roll, your logs will fall off, you'll be stuck for the rest of the game, and your friends try to pull you out. That's 4 hours of your life gone. Spintyres, everyone.
That sounds like New Zealand backroads. All good.
Keegz is speaking from personal experience, and I think we even have video evidence of it happening on one of my streams.
I have a video.
That's video
of... I made a video of Spintyres, yeah. It was arduous.
Yeah, you didn't really enjoy it that much, did you?
There were logs. It's too slow for my type of game. I mean, I know that like Pete and Nathan and Pugs love that sort of shit, but I don't. I mean, I don't like trying to get out of mud for 20 minutes. Like, I don't enjoy that.
You don't enjoy the fight between man, I don't know, machine and nature, trying to get, I don't know. No. Well, in that case, no, this game is not for you.
The most fun that I had out of that is listening to Nate Dogg get super excited because he had to use his winch, like screaming. I'm stuck, quick, I better winch myself. Like 20 minutes later, he's finally pulled himself out of the river, and we're all sitting there going, hurry the fuck up. Do you want some help? No, I want to use my winch. It's like, fuck it. Right, fine. And it's like, cool,
wow.
There's a really muddy corner. We better go into first gear and drive at fucking 5 miles an hour. I was like, ugh. Cool. This is fun. I mean, I can have people who like this are the same people who like Euro Truck Simulator and stuff like that, and I get it. I mean,
hell yeah.
It can be relaxing. It can just be a bit of fun, but then I wouldn't like to go forward driving in real life either. I just don't get the appeal.
Really?
Like, yeah, driving up, getting stuck. Oh, whoa, what a predicament. We're stuck in the mud. Who would have guessed?
I feel like you're boiling down a very complex activity into we get stuck or we don't get stuck.
Like, oh, look, there's a big river full of mud. Let's try and go through it. Oh, we're stuck. Who would have guessed? Fuck, no, not for me, thanks.
You can use that same sort of reductive reasoning in any game, Keegz. Let's apply it to CSGO. Oh, let's run at the enemy. Oh, they shot me. Okay, I'll wait until the next turn. Let's run at the enemy. Oh, I shot a guy. Oh, he shot me again. Oh my god, let's try again.
So that's the difference. You get shot. I don't. I shoot. So.
Well, occasionally you shoot. Sometimes you get shot. Those are the two states of the game.
That's true.
And throw a grenade.
But yes.
And spam.
Not for me. Slow, arduous trucking at slow speeds, looking at water and trying not to get stuck. I just
sounds like fun.
Just don't see it.
But didn't you guys like drove around New Zealand?
In a camper van on fucking sealed roads, and mostly from pub to pub.
It's not really the same, is it?
Almost.
I think the most forward driving we did is there was quite a large hill going over a mountain range on our way to fucking Wangaratta or something. I don't know, whatever they're called.
Wangaratta's in Australia.
Ranga. No, it was after Rotorua. Because we went to, it's on the eastern coast. It was Wairanga. I know that
it had
the way it's spelled. The way it's spelled in Australia, you would pronounce it Waranga, but over there it's pronounced completely differently. So we were very unwelcomed.
So less spin. Your outing in New Zealand was less Spintyres, more pub crawl.
Well, that was what we were expecting it to be anyway, except all the bloody pubs shut at 10. That was a bit fucking gay. Apart from in Auckland, where we spent the whole time at an Irish bar. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, replace the lumber kit with a...
Yeah.
Yes, so that's the Spintyres. The Spintyres, what would you say? I was about to say debauchery, but that's not the right word. The Spintyres thing that's going on. English fails me. Shall we move on to
drama?
The drama. Okay, yep. The Spintyres drama. Shall we move on to questions?
Yes, sure.
So,
questions and things we've been playing.
From questions we have about Spintyres that aren't answered to
I'll look it up.
Questions about stuff you could ask us that we will answer. That's a segue. Scat says Wangarai? That sounds Australian.
See, like, how the fuck do you get whatever you just said out of that word?
So the WH is pronounced like a...
What?
I know.
Pronounced like a what?
An F.
Fangarai?
That's Fangarai.
Yes.
Is that a New Zealand thing? Because that's not an English thing.
It's just the Māori pronunciation.
Bloody Māoris.
Right. So
yes. Yeah, blame me.
So how do you pronounce Wangarai?
Whangarei.
Whangarei. Learning stuff about New Zealand.
It was where Farkham lives, and I can't fucking remember.
Farkham?
Yeah, one of the guys.
That sounds the most Australian of towns.
Farkham. I don't even remember his name now.
Like
have you guys heard about Father.io, the mobile AR FPS game? No, we have not, because we don't really cover mobile games. The only mobile game I have is Carcassonne on my phone.
I just have Clicker Heroes.
Clicker Heroes.
Clicker Heroes. Yes, asking us about mobile games is not going to give you any useful questions, useful answers. Vince asks, SimCity 2013, I'm playing it and hating it. The WePlay crew, what's your experience with it? Well, what we did was got our money back. Well, actually, we didn't. We got a free game and played that instead.
Wasn't Skylines the better one?
City Skylines is what you want. If you can get your money back on SimCity 2013, do it. Go and buy City Skylines. It's cheaper and it's better. We actually had the one of the employees from Paradox on here as a friend of mine. And we talked about it reasonably extensively. And I think Keegz actually grilled her on it, and she's never come back.
Yeah, I do that.
Oh, Scath has made a joke.
That much. I just wanted information about where it was going.
I see what Scath has done there. Place called Fucking Hell. Yes, yeah, I see what you did there. Well done, Scath.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but to answer your question, Vince, get your money back. Go and buy City Skylines. It's a much better game. You'll be happier with it.
Yes.
What else?
So
if you've got any questions, hit us up in the chat or Twitter them at us, or that's all. That's the only way you can talk to us, actually. Twitter or chat. Chat's probably better because it'll get your question answered now.
Yeah, I'm much quicker on that.
Yeah. I don't have.
So what? Have you played any games this week, Xenon?
Oh, games. Yes. Right. Let's check Steam. I've been playing Soma, but I was playing that last week as well. So I finished it off.
Oh, yes.
It was pretty good. As a whole, I enjoyed the game. I won't spoil the ending for you, but it's not. The ending was slightly underwhelming. I was kind of expecting more, but it was enough that I felt that I got my money's worth. It was a satisfying ending. I think I spent about. Let's see how long I spent on it. Soma. There it is. You have played 16 hours in total, which is actually quite a lot. I didn't think it was that long.
Oh, that's not bad.
It might have been because I was actually playing it on stream, but I only played it on stream. I didn't play any of it like out of stream. So yeah, I streamed 16 hours.
How much was it?
Oh, you're asking me the hard questions, Keegz. Let's have a look. I don't actually remember. It's marginally scary. It's not very scary. There's one or two jump scares, and I literally meant one or two. Probably the scariest I was in that game was there was
$30 US.
$30 US, so about a bazillion Australian dollar dues. Rose makes a very good point. Yes, Simon was a prat. He was an idiot. That was the protagonist, the guy that you played. So you play a guy called Simon Jarrett who has a hang on, I'll put up the spoilers thing so people don't get angry that we don't have spoiler thing.
Oh.
There you go. Spoiler.
There you go.
So
I've found where I was staying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's Tauranga.
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 There you go. See,
wow.
That says Vranga in
Tauranga.
Tauranga.
Yeah.
I was
So
thinking it might mean that, but I wasn't quite sure.
When you're in Australia, all the A's become very hard A's, whereas when you're, I think, in everywhere else in the rest of the world, they're much softer. So in Australia, that's
soft,
Tauranga.
dainty.
Yes.
Soft, dainty A.
Nothing dainty about our A's in Australia.
Just aggressive A.
Tauranga.
That's right. Yeah, we like our
Australia.
A's. Fucking A. Australia.
Yeah. So Soma. I'll put spoilers back up. Wait a minute. Bang. So you play as a guy called Simon Jarrett? Simon somebody. And at the beginning of the game, you watch a montage where he has a car accident and acquires a brain injury. Now, it's not a big brain injury. It's not something that affects him sort of day to day, but he does get headaches. He goes to a experimental doctor's surgery. No, it goes for an experimental procedure where they're actually going to scan his brain, try and figure out what's wrong, and then advise him on medication. But what happens is you're playing as Simon in 2015. His wife's been killed, or his girlfriend or partner or whoever it was got killed. He went in, had his brain scanned, but at the moment that his brain is scanned, you immediately flick forward from...
Baby to it.
What?
No, we're just playing chat.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So your point of view immediately flicks forward from 2015 to 2104, and you actually play as the scanned AI that was from him, but because it sort of leaves off at the point where he was scanned, it picks up at the point where he sort of wakes up. He's not aware that over 100 years have passed, or under 100 years have passed. So he thinks he doesn't know what's going on. He wakes up in a robot body, which he can't sort of grasp what's going on, and hijinks ensue from there. But the main sort of jump scare I had was one of the monsters. There's not very many monsters, but there's one of the monsters was following me, was screaming out, and I was running. I'd snuck past it and hadn't seen me. I was running down a corridor. I turned around and it was like right behind me, and I was like, up in my face, and it frightened me slightly. You should go and check out my stream.
That's spooky.
Yeah, it wasn't totally spooky, but that was probably the scariest part. Like, it's not a particularly scary game. It's more atmospheric scary. There's not a lot of jump scares. So, and there's almost no combat in it at all. There's only, I think, one or two places where there's actual combat, and it's not quite QTEs, but they're like, supposed to run up here and press a button. That's your combat that happens. So, it's made by a Swedish developer who, obviously everybody, like, people who aren't in the
Swedish always running.
well, yeah, it's sort of like a It's almost a walking simulator, that game. There's a lot of running from point A to point B, pressing a button, and then running back. So it's almost like a game of fetch quests. So if you're not up for not being able to fight back, this probably isn't the game for you.
It's alright if the storyline's good enough to keep you invested.
And I think it probably was, and your interactions with Catherine, the other AI, are probably what kept me coming back. I mean, if I wasn't streaming and there was no interactions with, like the interactions weren't as good, then I probably would have given up on it. But I watched someone else.
It sounds pretty much the same as Firewatch, though. That was the same thing. The gameplay itself was pretty fucking average, but the interaction, the storyline was enough to keep you invested.
Yeah. It sounds very much the same sort of thing. I mean, if you've played Amnesia, it's probably almost exactly the same, like the same sort of thing. I think it's probably just more of the same in a different setting. So, this has been says the sweeter lovers than fighters.
I don't know. Amnesia was a bit more monstery. I think that was a lot more, not battling, but dealing with monster
Sneaking
puzzle
around
sort of thing. You have to find ways. Ways of dealing with the monsters.
And that's kind of what this was like. Like, there was probably 5 monsters in total, I think. And you basically had to find out what their sort of weakness was and exploit it in some way. Like, one can't see. It can't see. So if you stand still, you basically can't figure out where you are. Another one can only hear. One could only see, but it couldn't see if you didn't move. One was
like a T-Rex.
Yeah, like a T-Rex. One could only hear, so if you didn't move, it couldn't. Obviously couldn't hear you. But so it's an interesting game. Like, I feel like I got my money's worth, even though it was relatively expensive.
Yeah, that's alright.
I even tried throwing things.
Mia, what have you been playing?
A lot of Street Fighter 5.
How is Street Fighter 5? I think you were the only one of us that actually played it.
It's in its current state. I would recommend not playing it, but that depends if you'd rather play the PC instead of
PlayStation.
Instead of actual players. I think they just released it early for the Capcom Cup.
Yes.
But the rest of the game's coming out soon.
The rest of the game?
Right, so they're just
like fixes for the game or the rest of the game?
The rest of the game. It's missing the store, challenges, arcade mode, a few settings. It's just got training. It does have a story mode, but it's just screenshots of pictures of the characters. There's no actual story to it.
The basicest of basic story.
It's just a kind of a prologue to the story.
I did see some skepticism that they were rushing this out just for the pro players so they could get a tournament happening and get some more hype behind it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, does seem that way. Does the actual gameplay work alright though? Like, once you're actually in a match?
Oh yeah, the netcode was awful when it first started. You still get some pretty bad leggy teleporty matches. I get a few from Australia. I guess they're playing from Perth. But yeah,
that's half a world
it does
away.
have an indicator of how good their connection is, or it has the bar rating, but that doesn't mean absolutely anything.
Yeah. So still issues.
How much is it on? It's on Steam presumably.
It's on Steam. I think it's like $60 US. I'm not sure.
How much it is.
Yeah, like 100. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not into fighting games, but I certainly would not spend that much money on one. But I guess if you like fighting games, then maybe.
Yeah, $60 US. Yeah.
$60 US is like $1 million dues.
Yeah.
Like what? I've never played. Well, I played like the fucking older ones, like Street Fighter 2. What makes it? What's the replayability in it? Like, I watched your stream last night for a little bit, and you had like levels on the characters and stuff. Do you have to like level up each character to unlock moves and stuff like that, or?
No, the character level itself, I don't know, you just get title. It doesn't really mean anything. The only thing that means something there is rank, LP, which is the league points, and fight money, which you can use to buy in-game characters, or you could use actual money for that. It's kind of like League of Legends with the purchasing system.
So it's really playing off people being very competitive to continue it on, I guess.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, if it works for them, it just seems extremely steep for something that is so
unfinished.
Just based on, well, not even that. Just for something that is just relying on people enjoying competitive gaming. So you're just constantly playing the same. I wouldn't say setting, but just the same gameplay over and over. $60 is a lot of money. I mean, you could spend $20 on Rocket League and do the same thing. I mean, it's not fighting, obviously, but
it's a bit of argy-bargy that goes on in Rocket League, Keegz.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's not a fighting game, but it just seems a lot of money to just be. It's almost like it's just paying off of its own reputation because obviously Street Fighter is a very big game. I don't know whether $60 is really giving me my money's worth if I'm just going to be fighting people over and over.
Well, I guess it depends how much you're going to play it because every fight's different, and then it's that appeal, and you like try all these new moves, and you want to try them out on other people, and I don't know, it depends.
Sort of like self-teaching or self-improving.
Yeah, well, they do have a training mode, and you can set or record actions that other characters are doing, and you can practice against it and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Where is the training mode? I know Total Biscuit sort of really talked it down because it was largely unfinished and didn't work in a lot of cases.
Training mode is really good.
Oh, really?
Well, another thing that's unfinished is the battle lobbies. You can only fight one person, whereas Street Fighter 4 had 8.
Ooh.
But that's I think that's coming in March as well, or later on.
Like team battle sort of things.
Well, like if you have a online tournament, you can have your 8 people in the room, and you can just fight each other rather than invite one person at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that and Dragon Quest Heroes.
Dragon Quest Heroes. I have heard about this, but I've forgotten about it.
I've not heard of this.
It's got a whole lot of puns. It's just it's a Muso game with the Dragon Quest characters and a lot of puns.
Many puns. Yeah, I've heard of this. I've heard people talk about this with quite good review.
What's it called? Dragon Quest Heroes?
Dragon Quest Heroes.
Because Dragon Quest has been around for quite a long time, hasn't it? It's sort of like
very long time.
It's along the sort of lines of the Zeldas and things like that. That sort of, or no, I wouldn't say that. Like Final Fantasy sort of thing. Is it like the team battle stuff?
Oh yeah, it's a RPG.
Yeah.
And this one's just kind of like Hyrule Warriors.
Ah, okay. Oh right, okay.
Oh yeah, you're just beating up a whole bunch of people.
Right. Oh, okay, so it's like
So Dynasty Warriors, but
Dragon
Quest.
Yeah.
Wasn't this released for the PlayStation 3?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hang on, let me get back one.
It is
Dragon
on
Quest
Steam
Heroes.
PS4 though.
The world's trees woe and platforms: PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and Microsoft Windows.
Oh, nice! It is on PS3. Yeah, this one's a single player version. There's a multiplayer version coming out, which will be much better, I think.
Cool. How far through it are you?
I have no idea. I think I'm like a third away into the game.
Yeah, that's alright. How long have you played it?
I've played it for probably about 16 hours.
About as long as I played so before.
Yeah, there's just lots of side quests and stuff you can do, so I've done a lot of that. So into the story, I'm not sure how far I am. Probably halfway.
Yeah.
Just going through and looking.
Oh, well, sounds like you got your money's worth out of it then.
Well, yeah.
It's like that. Street Fighter for you sounds like Rocket League for me. It's like a lot of people don't understand why you play it, and it's something that's very. You basically do the same thing over and over. You basically, in Street Fighter you fight over and over and over. In Rocket League you hit the ball over and over and over trying to score a goal. And I think different people take away different things from different games. So.
Yeah, I was just reading that comment too, and I can understand but what I'm saying, for $60 for a fighting game, especially at the moment without the storyline and everything else, I mean, that wouldn't draw me because I like competitive games, but without something else to do as well, that's a lot of money. So once it's got its story mode and all the other things that it's missing at the moment, then it probably would be worth it. But $60 right now for just fighting, I mean, you could get Mortal Kombat cheaper than that, and that's got more involved in it at the moment anyway. But,
well, Mortal Kombat had its own set of issues.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat wasn't perfect either. I mean, I've got Mortal Kombat on PS4, and that had a lot of issues when it first came out.
Even on PS4? I thought it was just a PC-related issue.
No, they had issues on PS4 when I first got it anyway. They had a few updates to try and fix things, and one of them making it worse. It completely fucked it for a while.
Okay.
But yeah, and the PC one was broken shit.
Yeah, and they have Mortal Kombat XL now, don't they?
I've heard that's coming out. That's the next one, isn't it?
Yeah, and then there was Killer Instinct, which Xbox.
I've no idea. I don't follow the fighting scene at all.
No, neither do I really. I mean, the closest I have to fighting games. I've played Mortal Kombat just because I liked it when I used to play the old ones when I was younger and liked them. And I played the newer one now. It was okay. I mean, I didn't get the same buzz as I did way back then. But I've seen, what was the other one? Oh yeah, I've got Smash Brothers, but I've played it maybe twice.
Yeah, Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Did you not enjoy
that's
it?
That's competitive too.
I know, it's really competitive. Oh, I just haven't picked up the Wii U again. I just sort of put it down and never picked it up again because it's fuck all to play on it.
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, see, I got Mario Kart and my housemate was very, very good at it. So I just kind of, well, there's no point playing with him because it just kicks my ass every time.
Just play it online. It's funnier.
Yeah. I used to watch him play it online because he was pretty good at it. Him play other people. I was thinking about getting Mario Maker just because I like Mario, and I was watching a lot of videos of all the different things being made. It looks like something just relaxing to fuck around with.
I think they just got lazy with that, and they're like, I'm tired of making these games, you guys make them.
Yeah, fuck it. Let somebody else make them for a while.
And then you'll appreciate our level design.
Yeah. Amount of hours that went into making all the levels.
Oh, there's so many troll levels too.
Oh yeah, some of them are ridiculous. And those don't move ones where they just drag you through the whole level. They've just timed everything. I mean, there's a lot of effort put into those, but it's not really a game.
Yeah, it's the music levels where you just run across and it's playing like theme music for another game.
Anyway,
somebody asked, and I'm just trying to. That's right at the start. About Black Desert Online, which is a game that was released, I think last week. It's an MMO. I don't think many of us actually play MMOs.
Yeah,
so you're a big MMO player, Mia?
Oh yeah, I play a lot of MMOs, though sometimes I kind of stop for a long time.
Mm-hmm. What about Black Desert Online? Have you heard of that?
When I checked it out, it hadn't reached yet. It just finished the beta, closed beta.
Yep.
But
yeah, for those who don't know, Black Desert Online is a sandbox MMORPG offering stunning graphics and action-oriented gameplay in a Western fantasy aesthetic. Choose from one of 8 character classes and distinguish your avatar through an extensive character customization tool that lets you manipulate nearly every aspect of your character, defeat weasels, goblins, and gargantuan world bosses in a fluid combat system that requires manual aiming and active dodging. Blah blah blah, training, buying property, sending caravans, hire, or I'm just saying words now. It's got a parkour system, guild warfare, robust trading system, an active combat system, mount battles, and character customization. How much does it cost? That's what I really care about.
I saw the character customizer, and it was ridiculous the amount of detail you could put into that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, most of them are like that now. You can customize it to be whatever you want it to be.
Yep, that's ridiculous.
Is it free? That's what I want to know.
For Korea it is, and like for the US you gotta pay to play.
What? That's favoritism. No. I will not have it.
So
it's $50 US by the looks of it.
Jesus.
But I guess it's a lot better than a lot of MMOs where you're eking out, your $5 a month. Forever.
Yeah, well, Final Fantasy XIV had the worst, the 1.0 was probably the worst MMO ever released by Square. And then they had to fix it entirely. They stopped making it pay to play, and then when it became a game worth paying for, then they started charging again and gave everyone that already bought the game like an extended amount of free playing time.
Yeah.
That's a tall order considering Elder Scrolls Online was for.
Oh my gosh, that game was so bad.
That was terrible.
I didn't even bother.
At least Square fired the original FF14 dev team because of how bad it was.
Mm.
Oh, good. I'm glad somebody had to do it.
But this game looks really, really good. I might actually get it.
Yeah, I've heard quite a few people talking about it and are excited about it. MMO fans, I am not one of those.
Yeah, we're not really
too much of my life.
We're not really MMO people, are we?
I tried World of Warcraft for like 3 weeks and I just lost interest.
Yeah.
Just so much effort for little output. It just wasn't worth it.
You could probably play it now and get like what you put in for it.
Yeah, well,
it's very casual now.
Yeah, well, they're getting desperate to keep people playing, so they're starting to drop in numbers over there now. But I am waiting for Overwatch to come out because I am excited for Overwatch.
Oh yes, Overwatch.
Damn you people! I need somebody to come on the podcast who doesn't like Overwatch. Then we can be all like, "Fuck Overwatch."
Why don't you like it?
Oh, it's just it just doesn't interest me at all. Like, I'm glad that other people like it, but I'm sick of people talking about it.
Oh, okay.
I do not like it, therefore you are not allowed to like it either.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Oh,
it's not fair enough, but okay.
I played Super Hot this week.
Super Hot. I believe that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. It's not Super Hot. It's Super Hot.
It's super hot. Super hot.
Tell us about Super Hot, Keegz.
Yes.
Assume I know nothing about it.
I played it and finished it. Took me an hour.
How much was it?
It was $20.
$20 for an hour's worth of entertainment. It's cheaper than a hooker.
Yeah, I mean, but in saying that, I only finished the main story part. Then they have all these challenges afterwards, so you can put a fair bit of more hours into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was weird. The gameplay, if nobody's seen this yet, it is it's basically like Miami.
Hotline.
It's basically like Hotline Miami. It's at first person. And the time only moves when you move. So if you're standing still, everything's frozen, including bullets, including movement. And as you move, time picks up speed again, and the bullets start moving, and the people start moving again. So you can kind of manipulate time and move around in slow motion, or freeze time, and then decide what you're going to do.
Mm. Does time move when you're turning as opposed to actually moving?
Yes. Yes, it does. When you're looking, time does move. It moves slower. It basically moves as quickly as you do. So if you turn your head, like if there's a bullet about a meter away, if you turn 180, it'll be close enough to nearly kill you.
In your brain.
Yeah. So you have to think about that as well, because there's times where I've killed a couple of people, landed after a jump or something, and gone, right, where do I need to go? Turn around, next thing is a bullet in my head.
Can you duck in that game?
No, you can jump and you can move and you can sprint. You can grab weapons, throw weapons, and shoot weapons. Oh, and later on you unlock the ability to hot switch, where you take over another character's body, so you switch places with them.
Mm-hmm. Which is actually makes for funny situations where someone will shoot at you, you switch places, and they switch to you and get killed.
They'll kill themselves.
Yes. Yeah. So they shot themselves with their own bullet.
Yeah. The storyline is probably the weirdest part of the game. It wasn't what I was expecting. It's about VR, basically. And it's about this Super Hot is a program that you're playing in VR that kind of infects your brain. And I won't spoil the ending, but it becomes sort of a surreal look of reality crossing to reality.
This is the what was that other game we covered last week? The pony one, Pony Ride,
Pony Island.
Pony Island.
Pony Island. It is quite a lot like that. It's a meta game. It's a game in a game in a game. Sort of, it's aware of itself. It's very strange.
That is the flavour of the week in indie games, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I was kind of upset about how quick it was, and like the storyline was really interesting, and then it got really fucking weird, and then the ending, I'm kind of like, yeah, all right, I guess. But yeah, and once you finish it, you can unlock, like, you can do speed runs where you can do each level and try and beat a time. The one I'm playing through again now is the whole game again, but you can only use a katana. So you can't use any guns or anything. You just have to use a katana. That's kind of fun. And yeah, it's pretty good. It was just a good time waste. I just wanted something to play. I was bored. I'm like, oh, let's see if I was pretty good. So I bought it and I played it. And I'm like, yeah, that defeated an hour of my time.
Mm-hmm. So was it worth the money, would you say?
I don't know, actually. Like, kind of, but not. Yes, there's more you can do. Like, you can get more hours out of it, but I look at it and go, no, do I really want to? No, I don't think I want to play anymore. Like, It was an experience, but it was. I'd probably wait till it's on sale. I mean, you're not going to miss the game of the year or anything. So, it was fun, but $20 is pretty expensive for what it was.
$33 Australian if you buy it on Steam right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. I think it's too expensive what it is. It was fun. It was a good game. It was extremely short.
Yeah. But to me, it seems to be a game that's based on one mechanic only, and that's that time stops when you stop. If you take that mechanic away, you've really got a really fucking boring game.
Yeah, but that mechanic really makes the game. Like, it's like being in an action film. It's really fun because you can, and it's quick, I guess, because if you fuck up, you just quickly restart, you try it again, and because it's the same thing every time, you get better at timing it. It's a lot like Hotline Miami. You start to get good at the timings and, like, walk into the room, you'll fucking pick up a glass off the table, throw that dude, grab his gun out of the air, shoot the guy behind you, shoot the guy behind the thing, do a fucking jump and smack somebody in the face. It's pretty fun. And as you get better at it, understand the mechanics more, you can sort of do more tricky, cool looking moves. And whenever you finish a level, it'll give you a replay in real time of what you just did, and you can actually upload that and other people can see it.
Yeah. If
you want to, or you can edit it and, like, chop it up.
Yeah.
So it's got a few cool things in it, but in the end, it was too short, and I don't think it should have been that short because, like you said, it's a pretty basic mechanic. The level designs are, like, straightforward. Everything is white. There's no textures. Everything is just white. Everything is just, like, it's like they've gone through and modeled out a whole level and then just not put any polish or textures on it. All the characters in the game are just red polygons, so there wasn't really much effort when it comes to
visuals,
the level design and the visuals. So they could have made it easily they could have made it a much longer game, I think, if they want to. Unless they're going to add DLC or something, $20 is too much.
Well, $33. It's actually $25 US, so it's so yeah,
it is kind of a puzzle game. I think he's right in saying that
it's a puzzle game in the same way that every other game ever made is a puzzle game. It's not really a puzzle game. Yeah. It's sort of like you're figuring out the best way or the way to kill people in first person.
Well,
I don't think that really counts as a puzzle game.
Near the end, it became a bit of a puzzle game because, like, the last couple of levels were actually really hard. So you had to sort of get further and further and start memorizing where people were going to come from, because by the time they came out, you were dead. So you had to sort of be like, right, I've got to jump over there, kill that guy, grab his gun, shoot that guy. The guy's about to come around the corner. I need to shoot him. Now I'm going to be out of ammo. I need to ditch that, grab another gun. So you start to build up how you're going to finish this level, because you have to remember what's coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
More like real-time strategy.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, but it was fun too, because everything's in slow motion.
It's
Unreal
time strategy.
Yeah, but there is a little bit of RNG, because occasionally somebody will have a shotgun and the spray on that is random, so there'll be fucking bullets flying everywhere and you're not sure where they're going to be. But it was interesting, I guess. I mean, I did enjoy the time I played it, but it was far too short, and I feel that it was short for no reason, because I don't think it would have been hard to make more. And the storyline could have been dragged out a little bit more, because it got really confusing in the middle, and then the ending was kind of rushed. Like, I understood why, but I don't know, it felt like a bit of a cop-out.
I feel like because this game basically only really had one mechanic and it was a one-trick pony, I feel like stretching it out's not going to do the game any favours. They probably should have made a more concise story.
They could have added more mechanics, though, because the mechanic of hot switching doesn't come in till really late in the game. I mean, late in, like, fucking...
Late into your 1 hour
45 minutes into the hour, yeah. But, like, they introduced that quite late. And I think they could have done other stuff with it. Like, you could have been able to, I don't know, maybe pull guns off people or freeze people or teleport or something, or even duck. That would have been helpful.
Like, I can imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. Or jump off walls. Jumping off walls would have been cool.
Yeah, it would be cool to do in slow motion.
Yeah, I think they could have, or even make it a multiplayer. That'd be interesting if everything was in. I don't know how you do that, though. Everything would have to be in slow motion, have to be fixed speed, because you wouldn't be able to move while the people are moving. Anyway, whatever. There's more they could have done with it.
So, that was Super Hot.
Blood Daggers.
I don't know what Blood Daggers is. Super Hot, it's $33 on Steam if you want to go and buy it. I suggest you go and look at some reviews of it first, because you might be disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Vince? Maybe you could tell us a little bit about Blood Daggers in about 40 seconds. Have you been playing anything else, Keegz?
Played Shoppy Keep more.
I saw you playing Shoppy Keep. How is it?
Good.
How was your shopping?
Slowly building up my shop. I am making bank now.
So the people who don't know what Shoppy Keep might be, what is Shoppy Keep?
It's like you own the shop of an RPG. Basically, you put all the shelves up and buy bulk items and put them on your shelves and basically build a little shop, and then people come in every day and buy stuff, and you have to sort of cater to different warriors and rogues and stuff like that. And
how is this
whatever's hot at the time?
To Racketeer.
There's none of that gay RPG stuff. This is just shopkeeping, just 100% shopkeeping.
What sort of style is it in?
First person 3D.
All right. It's not like top down.
Like no, it's first person. So like you start off with a little shop, and you get into build mode at the start of every day, and you can put down benches or hat racks or armor racks and all this stuff, whatever, and they cost you so much money. Mm-hmm. And then you buy in the items you want to sell, so you buy armor and whatever, and you'll set the prices for them. you'll see what is popular for the day, and then you'll go and set up your shop. Then people will come in and buy stuff. Some people might try and steal stuff, so you got to hunt them down and shoot them and kill them, and try and
Seems
and you got to
harsh.
sweep up after everybody, and yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's a weird game because and most people probably wouldn't like it. But I find it really relaxing when I don't feel like playing anything else. I just play some shopkeep and just get my shop bigger and better and sweep the floors and watch people buy stuff and shoot some criminals. Fun.
Oh, I'll probably get Far Cry Primal. Played an early alpha release and it was actually quite fun.
Yeah, I've seen a few people playing. It looks pretty good.
Far Cry Primal.
Yeah, I was watching a friend. He was riding around on a mammoth or something, and there were these villagers trying to attack the herd that you have to protect, and he was grabbing them with the trunk and throwing them everywhere. It was awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen some. It's got an interesting idea as well, considering that you can't because the language is all in
Caveman.
primal. Yeah,
Caveman grunt.
makes it. Yeah, it's all very interpretive, which is interesting.
Drinking blood and going on a big acid trip or something in a dream.
Good times.
Caveman had it so good.
I hate to be a negative Nancy, but this game does not interest me even slightly. Like,
It's because it's an Ubisoft game. That's the only reason you don't like it.
no, that's not the only game. That's not the only reason I don't like it. Like, I actually played Far Cry 2 or 3. I can't remember which one it was. And I actually ended up getting my money back because that bored the crap out of me as well. And this theme of the sort of caveman type theme interests me even less. So I don't know. This is not a game that I can really sort of comment on because it's no interest, zero interest for me. If somebody gave me a copy, I'd
Devil
probably
Daggers
try
every
it,
day.
but even then, I'd still be like, yeah, no, I don't think so. Devil Daggers, not blood.
I've been fucking
daggers.
searching for.
I know, I've been
yeah,
searching for it too. I couldn't
searching for
fucking
blood
find
daggers,
it.
but
What are you doing to us, Spence?
all I get is lyrics to some Korean song.
What?
Devil Daggers.
All daggers.
There we go. $4.99 US. This sounds like a game I might actually be able to afford.
What
What
about
the
Stardew Valley? Has anyone played that?
What is it? What's it called?
I've looked at it because I played the shit out of Harvest Moon when I was younger. I really liked
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. It's like the successor to the Harvest Moon series. It's basically a farming sim on Pokemon style sort of thing, like the third person little cartoony people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people have been playing them. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I really liked Harvest Moon when I was younger. I wouldn't play it now because it's a very grindy game, but yeah, I can understand the appeal. I mean, for people who like things like what's that Nintendo one?
It's like a non-dying version of Don't Starve.
Yeah. What's that Nintendo one where you got all the neighbors and the animals in the village and shit? Fuck, I've forgotten what it's called. Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, except more based around farming.
Yeah. So I looked at it, I was like, do I want to buy it?
Which game are we
I
talking
will
about?
add Devil Daggers to my wish list. I'm at Stardew Valley. It's a
I
lot
haven't heard
like it's kind of like Animal Crossing or
Okay.
Harvest Moon if you ever played that.
Kind of looks like it was made with RPG Maker.
Probably was. There's been quite a few good games made with RPG Maker though.
Yeah.
I played fuck, I've completely lost it now. The one where you go into the person's dream.
Going to the person's dream.
It's gone. I've lost it. Yeah, it's about
It
some
sounds like
people-
Evil Within.
it's a bit more nice. Well, it doesn't end up nice, but it's kind of nicer than that. Fuck, I forgot what it's called now. Yeah.
Getting back to Devil Daggers, I have seen this played. I think somebody on Total Biscuit played it, maybe, or Jesse Cox. I can't remember. Yeah, I did see some gameplay of this. It doesn't interest me that much. It's just like this is one of those games that really only have not one mechanic, but one idea, and you basically just do it over and over and over. It's just a endless horde game in first person. So I can sort of see the appeal of it, like cranking it up and giving it 10 minutes here and there, but I don't know. Maybe if somebody gave me a copy, then I'd have a go.
To the moon.
To the moon. Is that what you're thinking of?
To the moon as well. I was thinking of.
You played that?
Yeah, the RPG.
You streamed that even?
Game that I played. I loved that. I really liked that game.
I'm struggling to remember. I think I watched it. I watched part of the stream at least. It was interesting.
Yeah. Got very deep. Very sad. Very well written, I found. Anywho.
Mining and killing slimes.
What game are we talking about now? A farming sim where 90% of the content I've seen so far is people mining and killing
That's probably
slimes.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. You seen that Slime Rancher game?
Oh, the Slime Rancher game. Yeah, that looks interesting. It looks like, to be honest, it looks like it should be on the Wii U, that game.
Yeah, looks weird.
What's it called? Slime
Know,
something?
it just reminded me of it for some reason. Slime Ranchers.
Slime Ranchers. It's in early access, I think, isn't it? It's not actually released yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's where you gotta go collect all the slimes and you basically farm them.
Yeah, and breed them.
You breed them in little cages and stuff. Yeah, it's weird. Interesting.
Yeah, $20 on Steam.
Yeah.
Which is probably $1 million Australian.
No.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of not playthroughs, but seen a couple of people play it. No, it's interesting. It's a very cute looking game. Very bright, like lots of bright colours. There's not a lot of bad things that happen. It's all sort of, breed this with this. It's kind of like Pokemon for the new age. The reviews are overwhelmingly positive, and there are 3,300 of them.
Wow, might actually have to give it a go.
We might actually have to give it a go. Is it multiplayer? No, it's not. So we could play it together and
stream it
and ranch them together. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've covered about all we're going to cover. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Keegz, Mia?
No, I think I'm done.
You done?
No.
Stick a fork in you both. You're both done. Well, in that case, we shall call it the end. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. If you want to check us out, you can tweet us at Xenon_ST, at Keegz Kegel. You can also check out my YouTube channel. You're on it right now. YouTube.com/Xenon3D. You can also check out Keegz's YouTube channel, who is will be releasing 15-minute videos or less from here on in. YouTube.com/Next
few months.
Kegel Gaming, is that it? I never remember
Kegel Gaming, yeah.
Yeah, Kegel Gaming. So, Mia, have you got a YouTube channel? Or you primarily Twitch?
Just Twitch.
Just Twitch. What's your Twitch?
Would you like to plug your
do some plugging.
channels?
So it'll be twitch.tv/ we'll be Shamia, but SH4MIYA.
SH4MIYA.
Probably put that in the doobly-doo.
We shall put it in the doobly-doo. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much to our special guest, Mia, for coming along tonight. We had to start a little bit early, but I think it was worth it. You're welcome. Very welcome. It's always good to have guest podcasters on. We don't have many, but
Fresh blood.
Fresh blood, yes. Something to spice up the staleness between Keegz and I. Yes, Rose, Keegz got a copyright, not a copyright strike. What did you get?
I got a community strike. I got two of them actually.
Yeah. Before you hid all of your videos, so nobody else could give you a third one.
Yeah, that's right. That's a private all of my old podcasts. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's something we should probably cover. If you're trying to watch any podcast prior to 20, I think it is. Did you go up to 20, 21, something like that? They're all on your channel?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find that if you look in the playlist, they're all been privated, so you won't be able to watch them. But if you go on SoundCloud and you can go and watch our old, I think all of our previous ones are on SoundCloud. Is that right?
Yep, all of them.
Every single one. Yeah, so you can go at least listen to them. Go to soundcloud.com/
went through and
Keegz. WePlay Podcast.
through and remastered them all. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Well,
can
I
go...
don't think we actually did any videos stuff anyway. So that's
Oh, it
probably
was
why
just
it got started
basically
anyway.
yeah. There was basically just a flat screen where you basically said, this is what we're looking at. This is what we're next looking at. This is what we're talking about now. This is what we're talking about now. And it was basically just a link, I think. So yeah. So check them out on SoundCloud. Thanks very much to our special guest. Thank you very much for Keegz for coming along. I shall thank myself for being here once again. An hour earlier. Thanks very much for turning up an hour earlier. We tried to let everybody know ahead of time that we were going to be podcasting an hour earlier than we normally do. I think next week we'll probably be back to our usual schedule, but check out Twitter. That'll, let you know beforehand. So, all right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Yes. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, the ending thing may not play because it broke in the thing. So if there's no sound, I shall play it manually like a fool. Here we go. That's not it. That one. It didn't play. I'm going to play it manually. Hang on. I may play the wrong one. Let's try this one. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's probably going to be stupidly loud. Here we go. Hey, I picked the right one. Go me. Bye, everybody.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.